the refugees are coming in because the so-called white man does nothing but bomb the shit out of them.
Yep.
So where else are they gonna go? So they go to the countries that bombed them, man. The so-called white man, he doesn't have the infrastructure or the money to deal with that. And you can see it happening here in America.
Yep.
There's no money, there's no infrastructure for all these guys that are just literally out their mind. The brother and I were walking to get the tripod, and there's some random dude, could have been a Jake, he's an Edomite guy.
Good.
Older guy, he tried to talk to us about Kawhi Leonard or whatever. And he was all, yeah man, you guys from the city, you guys from here? We're like, no, we're from around the Bay. He's like, yeah man, I can't live here anymore. He said he moved out to Eugene, Oregon. I can't live. These people are schizophrenic. There's too many locos, man. Too many crazy people out here. And he's like, you don't know if you can step out, you can get killed. He's like, and he's a San Francisco born and raised type of guy, man. So that's showing you that. Oh, get the camera on that bug out over there. Just talking to the wind. Right with the spark. Spit, see? Yeah. And the Lord is actually plaguing these people's minds as part of the pestilence, man. It's part of the disease. It's all part of the so-called white man going down, man.
That's right.
And these other nations wanted to destroy this place.
Yep.
Because look what happens. Look at these Americans.
Yep.
Nothing but zombie land.
And it literally is zombie land, man. But there's a page on Twitter I follow called Zombie SF, and the guy he just he just patrols the streets. That's a spirit, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
Real quick, you were saying that basically order out of chaos, and it works, but it doesn't work because something that seems bad, Esau just puts a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah.
You know, okay, put a band on it, okay, it will seem like it's being healed, but it's not being healed.
It's that balm.
Yep.
The Isaiah 47, you know, where you're not going to be able to heal this deadly wound. Okay, because now the wound is putrefying now. You know, now it's stinking. Now everybody can see the wound.
Yeah, that hiss. The nations are starting to hiss at it.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Oh, we don't want our nation. But America, right, used to be the greatest nation on the planet Earth, according to the so-called white man. Right? That was self-proclaimed. Yeah, it wasn't. Thursday was Independence, so-called Independence Day. All they talk about Independence Day is that America is the greatest nation on the planet Earth. Man. They weren't saying that this year, man. For some reason, only one guy was saying it, and he's a complete bug out, Donald Trump, right? He was saying they took over airports in the Revolutionary War. You know, like they had airports during the time of the fucking colonies. Yeah, we took over that. He's a bug out, man. Right? But he's indicative of all these Americans, the way they think, deluded to the point of insanity. And the Most High, he's putting that spirit on all these people here, so these other nations, they're gonna love bombing this place.
Good.
They can't wait. They already hate us, so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans. They could give a shit about us, man. They could give a shit, but they really worship this so-called white man, man. They really worship him like he was the God, like he was that guy. Now they're seeing him for what he is, the devil the Bible speaks of, and even worse, lower than feces. Okay, a real animal.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
Yeah, that's right. Your wine is your philosophies. That's why you in these countries, or that's why you claim you're in these countries, or you have the democracy, or you got to give them freedom, liberty. All right, to press forth your ways upon these other nations in their country, man. To turn these other countries to Babylon, pretty much, man. All right.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell.
Yeah, you're never satisfied. All right, you want more, and more, and that's why you over here in these other countries, you want their resources. You want to set up public governments. All right, you want to control them in their land, man. All right, and these countries are seeing that, and that's why they're banding up together to come up against you red Hebrew Edomites, chiefly America. All right, Babylonian Edomites, man.
And is as death and cannot be satisfied.
Yeah, wherever the so-called white man goes, death follows. Okay, all right, and these nations see that, man. It's in your history. Everything is being revealed, man. You can't hide from the facts. All right.
gathereth unto him all nations.
That's right, and that's what you're doing. You're gathering unto you all nations, man. But guess what? These nations are being gathered against you. All right?
And
From
he,
the UK?
Yeah.
You know the UK is going down, right? just as all the other nations in the EU and NATO, they're going down. Why? You know why they're going down? You know why they're going down? Because the Most High is destroying them. That's
right.
The Most High God, who you call God, God is destroying the so-called white man's power structure in all these different nations. The reason why is because the white man went around the whole planet Earth destroying people and killing people.
Yep.
Get Malachi, the 4th chapter.
So just give me one line. What do you guys believe in?
So this is what's gonna happen. All you so-called white people, you're gonna get hit with nuclear missiles.
Yep.
Because remember World War I and World War II, that was white-on-white violence.
Yeah.
All right? And it's gonna get to the point where all these nations say, no more of that. We're gonna shoot missiles on Britain, on the United States. It's gonna be destroyed. All right? And then your elites, the elites that control Britain, okay, we're gonna put them in hardcore slavery. All right?
Right.
Are you guys anti-white?
Excuse me?
Are you guys anti-white?
No, we're anti-so-called white people, which is anti-Edomites.
Anti-Edomites.
Anti-Edomites. Because there's no such thing as white or black. No. The term white was actually brought up first put into play in the 1600s in Virginia. Okay, before that nobody was calling themselves
Have you got
white.
One line.
You're going into slavery,
We're going
according to the Bible. Yes, you are.
You are in vacation. It was the Brexit, man.
you
The Brexit,
want
you guys got
that,
the pure
or-
hell out there.
What was that?
You want that, or you're
Oh, the
warning
Bible
against
says
it?
that. The Bible, we want the Lord's will, with the will of the Heavenly Father. That's what we want.
Well, you know what? Bring out a script. We'll bring out a scripture. Get Revelation 13. We're gonna hit you with a scripture.
You
We're
want
gonna
to
leave the
bring about
scripture.
slavery?
We're gonna read it.
We're gonna read
We're gonna read what it says right here.
Revelation 13 and 9.
You want to bring it about, or you want?
This is gonna explain everything right here.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Okay, listen up.
I'm listening.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So who was controlling the transatlantic slave trade?
Tell me, you want this to happen?
Well, it's gonna happen, whether we want it or not.
Yeah.
Whether we want it or not, it's gonna happen.
So why are you bothering to tell people?
Oh, because we're commanded. We're commanded through the Bible. Okay. Through the Heavenly Father and His Son.
You're not warning people. You're just.
No, we are warning them. We're warning them. We're warning you.
So what do you want me to do?
Listen.
Listen.
Speak.
Well, let me finish reading, then I'll
come
tell you
here
what.
to listen.
I'll tell you what you can do. Hey,
Close your
get
mouth.
me Lamentations 4:1. Read this.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the
The
sword.
British Empire, they said the sun never set on Britannia, right? And why was that? Because they slaughtered everybody that didn't want to bow to the queen, right? Or the king, or whoever the hell it was at that time. And so you killed with the sword, now you're going to be killed with the sword. That's why the thermonuclear missiles are going to destroy Britain and destroy America completely. Okay? Keep going.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
All right, get
Well,
this
good luck,
right here.
guys. I'm going to go.
Oh, no, this is our advice for you.
This Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom,
Enjoy San Francisco. Enjoy your vacation. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Keep going.
that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Keep going.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
And this is the cup that we had to drink. Hardcore slavery. Now it's your turn. So enjoy your time as a free so-called white man in America. Because this whole reality, this whole power structure, the Most High is destroying in front of your eyes. And go straight, take a left on 7th Street, take a right on Oddfellows Way, and you'll see post-apocalyptic America right then or there. All right?
Okay, good luck, guys.
All right.
See ya. Bye.
Keep reading.
Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Yeah, and he's drunk, and this guy's drunk. He's a drunk. These guys they're out and about, man. The so-called white man, right? He can't cover himself no more, man. He can't say, "Well, I'm a white man. I'm a God-fearing white man." There's no such thing.
That's right.
Okay, you're an Edomite. All right, and you got a target on your back. The Heavenly Father wants to kill your ass.
That's right.
Okay, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, He's ready to put chains on you. Keep going.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's almost done.
That's right. That's right.
All right, because the hardcore bondage, that's done and dusted. So-called white men. Hey, some of this shit Esau be doing in Florida, right? There's some of that fuck shit you devils be doing out in the South.
Yep.
I watched that. I'm like, man, that will never happen here.
No.
And if it was happening, that dude's gonna get a knock on his door, man. and someone's gonna blow his brains out. It's just different. But it's getting to the point where Esau, he's gonna come back in that zone. He's coming back in that zone, and Jake is just fed up with it, man. Which is gonna lead to the race wars.
Well, it talks about Judah and how who shall rouse Judah up.
And it's gonna be ultimately the spirit, right?
Right.
But it's gonna be you goddamn devils and your fuck shit you like to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier the cops are harassing bros and shit. Just being complete assholes, man. You don't think the angels see that? That's why you cops walking around trigger happy and bugged out all the time, because you know the Lord's gonna kill your ass soon, man. Chances are you may get killed by a friendly fire by one of your bros. Was it the video? We sent it out. The dude tased his own guy. He tased his partner. He got hit with the bunnies in the back. Keep going.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So it's Esau, right? You saw that bug out on World Star. We're gonna put you back in slavery. When? How? Go ahead. Devil, you devils ain't gonna do shit, man. All right, you Edomites, everyday Edomites, this upcoming Edomite generation, you just want to be niggas, man.
Yep.
You don't want to do that. And then not only that, you don't even know what you are sexual orientation wise. These people just come out and they're just everything. I'm gay, but I'm straight. I'm straight, but I'm gay still. Then it doesn't make any sense, man. But that's because the so-called white man, you're at the end, man. You're at the final bout right now. Okay? Keep going.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Yeah, and that iniquity, you so-called white people, the Most High hasn't visited it yet. He's visiting it right now, here and there, right? But he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it again with thermonuclear missiles, all right? And ultimately with Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai returns with the chariots, with the mighty angels and the 144,000, right? The Lord's army. Keep going.
He will discover thy sins.
And you so-called white people, your sins have been discovered, man. Right? You can't hide it. Everybody knows it. You can't say, well, I'm a white man. No. That doesn't work anymore, man. You're an Edomite, according to the Holy Bible. And what's next? I think somebody sent it out. Amazon's going to ban the Bible next.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Right? Well, it's been sending out beautiful articles this week. What's that? What is that? What's that going to do? Is that gonna stop the prophecies? This guy, so what's that? Do you want that? Esau, see, that's how Esau thinks. He thinks about what you want. It ain't up to us, man.
That's right.
None of this is up to us. It's all up to the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right? He's calling the shots. He's operating, man. He's pulling the strings. Why do you think all this hell's happening here? I was watching a video earlier on my little Twitter, where they go around interviewing the bug-outs on the streets. And this white woman looked like hell, like she just returned from hell. All right? She just got out of bed with Satan, woke up, no shoes on, just creeping around. A guy interviews her, says, hey man, how long you been out here in the city? 8 years. She's not even from out here, but she came here whacked out of her mind and is even worse off. So, are you getting the services you need? Are you getting help? No, I'm not. Of course not, man. But she actually is. She's getting her services, man. She's getting drugs, all right? Getting dragged out and beaten every night. Okay? That's the type of shit that happens out here on these streets. And the Lord is going to do that to every last one of you so-called white people soon, all right? You're not going to be able to live your life freely anymore. And then it's going to start with what? When this World War III kicks off and this economic collapse kicks off. These other nations are going to force, you're talking about putting sanctions, we're putting sanctions on it. Hey man, these nations are going to put a sanction on America, then what's going to happen? You people ain't going to get nothing in here. Everything you got comes from another place. Embargo. Like Nate Satan.
Or if I could say, because America likes putting sanctions on other nations, and then even dominating NATO and telling NATO, okay, you can only deal with these nations. If I allow you to deal with these nations, but you know what's gonna happen to America? These other nations, they gonna band together, say we're gonna put sanctions on your ass until you get right.
Yeah.
And everything's gonna stop, all imports, because nothing is really exported out here. Okay? everything is imported. Your food, the majority of your food is imported. All your goods are imported. Your technology is imported. Everything's imported.
Yep.
So if it's a blockade, everything's gonna stop.
And
Boom, just like that.
And these other nations, their not their justification, but their reason or their motivation to export their goods to America to sell is for the American dollar. When the American dollar is gone, they don't want to sell it shit to you.
Right. And then also, what proves that is China won the trade war with the U.S. Okay, Huawei, they had a takeoff ban from Huawei. Okay, so basically America is losing all power out there. Okay, they literally just lost the trade war with China.
And then all these other nations, they even said it. Well, really, this guy Trump, he's just an idiot. He's a retard. And then what's his name? Kim Jong-un. They asked him like, "Oh, what do you want to do? Are you gonna talk up anything with Trump?" He goes, "No, we're just gonna shake hands and say hi. That's it." It's all show, man. They know that dealing with America is that they'll say one thing and they do the exact opposite. But that's how the so-called white man has always operated, man. When the brothers were talking about earlier about how this devil came out the caves and the Most High had to put a spirit on his ass to make him operate like an actual human. Same thing happened when you came here to the Americas. You landed on Plymouth Rock. You didn't know how to survive a winter, like a dumbass, man. You crossed the Atlantic unprepared, didn't know what was going on, and the Gadites had to fucking resuscitate your ass, man. Oh, Jamestown, I think that was in Virginia. That place got wiped out multiple times, man. Esau just died off. They couldn't survive. They just kept dying off, so they kept bringing more Edomites there, man. To the point where Gad just had to show them how to get down.
The Lord had to build them up, you know.
Yeah, the Lord had to civilize you. Yeah, they were the most. We went around civilized y'all. Nah, man. Everything you learn is a fucking lie, man.
Yeah. I was thinking about meditating that through this week. Everything that you see as far as, you know, nobility, so to speak, and how you present yourself, mannerisms and stuff like that. Etiquette. That was all from Jake. Esau took that, man. You know? Esau took all that and then tried to create himself to be that nobleman.
The King's English.
You know, the family line, the different family lines. He took the names of the family lines. You know,
those are all. We did that. Okay, we civilized it. We made it what it is. All the style, elegancy. Okay, you go to parts of Granada, right? You see all that architecture, the Moors.
right.
Who did that, man? Israelites did it, and there's a reason why it's still there. Because we did it.
Yeah, some of the best architecture is during the Holy Roman Empire. That's when Jake really had, you know, the resources. They put everything into that. That's why the Most High destroyed it, you know. But some of the greatest architectures during that period of the Holy Roman Empire where Jake was ruling.
A lot of those castles. You go to the Scotland, right?
Those churches.
Those big churches. Well, Notre Dame, right? Everyone got all heartbroken because of that. Jake built that, man. Edomites didn't build that. That's why you think it was never built again. Because Esau does not know how to build elegant beauty. He's only into just violence and death and destruction. Okay?
Well, their architecture is different style. Esau. You go into the Renaissance period, you see the rebirth of the Roman style.
Roman and Greek.
But before that, we got a whole different spirit.
Right.
The Rome, they use those arches. They're heavy into using those arches. That came back into play during the Renaissance era. The reason why you don't know how to rebuild the Notre Dame church is he didn't build it. You know, this thing got all this technology. You mean to tell me the schematics ain't sitting around somewhere? The reason why he couldn't rebuild it because he ain't the one that built it.
Yep. Not only that, they call that the Gothic style, right?
Okay, kind of.
They call that the Gothic style. The so-called white man, that was our style. That wasn't him. The buttresses, they call it, of Notre Dame, that type of style. The ceilings that just go way up there, man.
Well, just look at Esau's style. His style is fucking skyscrapers.
Yep.
Just fucking plain building that shoot directly in the sky, man.
Phalluses.
You know?
They're just phalluses, man.
No style.
His style is disgusting, man. His style is phalluses, obelisk, okay? Stuff he got from the Egyptians. Because the Greco-Romans, they got a lot of their shit from the Egyptians during the time of Ptolemy. Right? Well, they went over there and they burned down the Library of Alexandria like a bunch of idiots, which shows you how stupid the so-called white man is, man. They burned a library down that had all this knowledge in it. You know why? Because it had his history in it, of how his ass came out the caves, man, and how everybody kicked his ass to get to the caves, man. They were following his ass all the way from the time of him being Esau. You got something, bro?
It's Obadiah, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Yeah, the men that be at peace with thee have deceived thee. All these nations, North Korea. They're so-called at peace with America, but they're not. They don't want to give up their weapons. Kim Jong-un, yeah, we'll talk about it. Maybe your people and my people, we'll talk about it. But is he really going to give up those weapons? No way. He's going to use them. All right, he wants to use them here on America. And that spirit that he's in, all these other nations are going to jump on that wave real soon. Keep going.
And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Yeah, the wise men out of Edom, because the so-called white man, your wisdom is a bunch of BS. Everyone started to find out that it's all bullshit. Your knowledge, all right, your creation story, nobody believes that. Your way of economics, yeah, because you got this whole world on your vibration of economics. The economics only works because you go to war all the time. That's why you're gonna force these nations to go to that war with you, man. Everyone's gonna be forced to fight the war. There's gonna be no other option. Why? Because there's gonna be no food on the table. All right, there's gonna be no peace in the land. All you're gonna have is guns, weapons, and bullets. You can see in America, they say they got what? How many guns per person?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. There's about 300 million Americans. They got over 500 million guns or whatever. That's gonna be used in the Civil War here.
They just in California, they just had a spike in gun purchases because they about to institute, I believe, a new law or something.
Yeah, every time the so-called white man tries to institute a new law against guns, what does it do? It bumps up the guns. And then I was watching a program on that. This devil, man, he actually fucks around with the stock market and sells his stocks when they go high because they understand that the gun sales are going to spike. And they sell their stocks when they spike, and they buy them up when it drops again, man. It's all a scheme. Yep. And these other nations, they're sick of it. They're sick of this scheming devil, man. And it starts with here in America and in Britain, like the UK, the bloke that came up here earlier. Keep going.
Wanker.
Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and the understanding out of the mount of Esau?
Understanding out of the Mount Esau, the so-called white man, you don't understand a damn thing. You're gonna go back to your brutal, beastly state of just violence. That's why you have Donald Trump up in office. And everybody that voted for this guy, they feel like, oh, I was watching a thing on Twitter, they had it like an independence march, and then a fucking Edomite, they had like a dog kennel cage. He went into the cage and was mocking what they're doing to the Mexicans on the Northern Kingdom. They're not really Mexicans, all right? The vast majority of them are indigenous people, okay? From Guatemala, Maya people. From Guatemala, from Honduras, from El Salvador. They're actually indigenous, native peoples. Israelites. And a lot of them don't even speak fucking Spanish. They speak their native tongue. And they're putting them in these cages. And an Edomite went in the cage. Oh, get me out of here, Obama! Just mocking. Everyone's all laughing, waving their flags. What is that gonna lead to, man? It's gonna lead to death and destruction in the Civil War here. Yep. That's how these Edomites feel, and they act out upon it by voting for that guy, man. Yep. Voting for that asshole. Keep going.
And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
And that every one of the mount of Esau should be cut off by slaughter. So all these governments that are controlled by Edomites, NATO, EU, the beast, all right? And a lot of these heathen nations, it's crypto Jews running, all right? Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Turkey, America, a lot of these, Colombia, Mexico, those Edomites run these countries. The Mosai is going to destroy them all. That's why it's so fucked up all over the world, because Edomites control it. And you can't have an Edomite in power, because when an Edomite is in power, nothing but wickedness is spread throughout the earth. Keep going.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. So the shame of, they call it America's original sin, right? Slavery and genocide. I think I was watching that guy Cornel West, and they were speaking on I forget what they were saying. There's something about America, and they were like, yeah, the original sin. And he's a black man, right? Cornell. He's like, hey, stop that. So you forgot before we even got here on slave ships, what was happening, man? You were slaughtering the North American Indians, slaughtering the Central Americans, slaughtering Ephraim, and slaughtering Simeon, man. Asher, you was killing them by the millions, man. A lot of people want to sweep that under the rug. This devil ain't stopped ever since. He ain't fucking letting his foot off the gas. Right? So these Edomites, you got a lot of shit to pay for, man. That's why the Lord's gonna annihilate you. That's right. It's in your bones, man.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Yeah, that shame is covering you. And that's why the Lord's going to cut you off forever. When you get cut off forever, we're going to exterminate every last one of you devils. That's right. Do you guys want that? Yes, yes. I was just being an asshole with the guy. I didn't want to give him, I didn't want him to get the answer that he wanted, all right? I was playing with him, man. Yes, I want that. Of course. I wanted that before the truth. Fuck, man. You get to the point of studying and learning to you understand that everything is fucked up because of these so-called white people. That is why the world is fucked up. Because these goddamn devils, man. Edomites. And then you learn about the scripture. Oh, there you go. That makes perfect sense. It's Esau, man. He's the root of it. He's a problem. He's the main guy. He's the cancer of the earth. Everywhere he goes, he brings nothing but death, destruction, disease, pestilence, and war. That's the shame that's covering all you Edomites, you so-called white people, man. And your little Edomite kids, man, you gotta raise them up right. You better raise them up right. Tell them how they got this land, man. By being a devil. Keep going.
In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his foreigners, his forces and foreigners, entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem.
Yeah, cast lots upon Jerusalem. That's what you did, man. You put us up on auction blocks. You divided us up, man. You divided us up when you took our land of Jerusalem. You divided it up. You divided. The Antiochus, you can have that. Oh, you can have this part. And then when you came over here, when you took over West Africa, you divided that up. Oh, Belgium, you can have this. Germany, you have that. Britain, you got this. Why do you think it's all fucked up over there? Same thing happened in South America. You split it down the middle. All right, this is Spanish, this is Portuguese. Casting lots for us, man. Do we have a say? We weren't even fucking human, according to you goddamn devils, man. That's how sick and deprived the mind of the so-called white man is. To the point where he had to justify his wickedness by saying we weren't even human. How stupid can you be? And the only guy that believed that was his red ass and all these dumbass heathen nations that followed him. Keep going.
No, that right there is talking about when the Babylonians came in there.
Right.
They took over parts of our land.
And
breaking that brotherly covenant.
Yep.
It says, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Mm-hmm. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother and the day that he became a stranger.
Yep.
Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction.
And you can see that by that ark of, what's that called?
Archititus.
Archititus, the Ark of Titus.
Yep.
They celebrated the sacking of Jerusalem. Right? And then when the Babylonians took us down, the Edomites were actually helping. They were saying, raise it, raise it.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
They were supporting them, man. Oh, they're over here. This is where they at. They were being scouts for the Babylonians to to enslave us, man. Okay, that's what you Edomites were doing, supporting us going down, breaking the brotherly covenant when you're supposed to be helping us. And you did that again, man. Oh, wait, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make a deal. We're gonna work with you. But the whole time you wanted to bring us down.
Yep.
You had ulterior motives. And then you say, oh, it's no hard feelings. Get over it.
Well, that arch is still standing unto this day. As a testament to Rome conquering the southern kingdom. They didn't tear that down. That's still up there, man. Which proves, you know, that's an even deeper cut on these so-called Jews, man. These rats over there in Israel, they holler anti-Semitism all damn day. But why they still got that arch over there in Rome? Ain't that anti-Semitic? Supposedly, because they know that has nothing to do with them, man. They weren't the people that got conquered by the Romans during that time. You know?
Yeah, the anti-Semitism only goes back to the fucking 1920s, man. Right? According to the so-called Jew. He's made it up just like everything else. And they're not offended by that. They like that because they were the white guys saying, go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Neither shouldest thou hast rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction.
And that's what you so-called white people continue to do to this day, man. Calls all types of different names, jokes. A lot of these, with the minstrel show, a lot of this form of entertainment was what? Mocking so-called black men, Judah. Now, no one else. We're mocking the Chinese. You made a whole industry just making fun of the so-called black man. Right? Blackface, all that goes back to the so-called white man entertaining other white people by mocking the so-called black man. You're here a slave to, and then you'd make it your own. And you honor those fucking devils, man. Those guys died, but they had hard. I think I did a video with Kanak on it. They had judgment cut right after they made all that. The Most High brought all kinds of death on those guys, man. Dudes that they couldn't enjoy their fortunes. And that's what's gonna happen here to America. These elites, they're not gonna enjoy their new world order. When they get their RFID microchip, they're gonna be like, yes, we did it. They're gonna be toasting glasses and shit, you know? Not knowing that's the end of their ass, man. Yeah, we finally conquered the world. Get that for me?
Job 20 and 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
So-called white people, your bones are full of the sins of your youth, all right? Going all the way back to your forefathers. That ain't leave you. Just like all the bullshit that Judah had to go through in slavery, that shit got carried on, man, passed down. The way Jake operates, the shit Jake does, you see it and you hate it, but that's because they went through hardcore slavery, man. It's generational. It's no different than the so-called white man in the oppressor seat. You've been oppressing people for so long, and you gotta fucking carry that on. You carry it on. It's in your bones. Read it again.
Job 20 and 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
The sin of your youth goes all the way back to what we're reading about in Babylon. Okay? You breaking the brotherly covenant. You supporting the other nations to take us down. That's what it goes all the way back to.
Well,
You were paying.